First of all, thank you so much for being here today. It takes a lot of courage. I know your primary motivation is to help others by telling your story. But before we get started, would you like a glass of water or anything?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Okay, well, let's get started then. Can you tell us as accurately as you can what happened to you the night of the attack?
I was stationed overseas, and I had come home to the States to spend about 3 weeks with my boyfriend, John. The first night that I was at his house, he decided to invite some of his Air Force buddies over for a little get-together. We all started to drink. Everyone was drinking something, mostly beer. When some of John's friends decided to liven the party up, they wanted to play beer pong. Everyone seemed excited about playing the game. We played 3 games that night. I volunteered to play when one of John's roommates didn't want to. We would pretend to move our hands over the cups to try and deflect the balls from going in. We also pretended to put hexes or curses on the cups, and when one of the balls did go in, we would yell no or make some loud noise to show disgust for losing the game. We then drank all the beer that was in the cups and started a new game. As the games went on, they got a lot longer and we drank a lot more. We took a break from the game and my boyfriend John went out to smoke and drink some more with some of his friends. I realized I started to feel drunk. I got up and said goodnight to everyone. It was late, about 1 a.m. I went back to John's bedroom to go and try and get some rest. On the way to John's room, the whole house was dark. And when I got into his room, I shut the door and I undressed and put on some pajamas and crawled into bed. I was lying with my back towards the door, and I didn't feel the true effects of the beer until I had laid down. The room started spinning, and my body felt incredibly heavy. It was like I was weighed down or something.
Okay, and what happened then?
A short while later, the bedroom door opened. I thought it was John, but it wasn't. It was his friend. He sat down by me on the bed, and he said that he just wanted to say goodnight. I remember telling him not to drive home drunk. Then all of a sudden he started to touch me sexually, and I said, "What are you doing? Stop." He walked away, and I heard a noise at the door, so I thought he'd left. But what he really did was lock the bedroom door. He pulled the comforter off of me in the bed, and he grabbed my ankles, and he flipped me over onto my stomach, and he pulled me down to the end of the bed, and he spread my legs. And I remember telling him over and over, no, no, no. I kept thinking that this can't be happening to me. I'm at my boyfriend's house. He's right outside and these are his friends. I just remember thinking that this only happens to other people, not to me.
Afterward, did you think about calling the SARC, the Sexual Assault Response Coordinator?
Yes, but my boyfriend and I talked about it, and we decided that we shouldn't because we had drank a lot and we were afraid we would get in trouble.
Okay, then what happened?
Well, when my leave was over, I returned to my home overseas. A few weeks later, we had Wingman Day, and I remember listening to the SARC's briefing.
What we try to do is we try to minimize that. So we meet with the commander, their first sergeant, and maybe even the chief, okay? Now let's talk about the investigation process.
And I began to cry. That's when I decided to go and talk to the SARC.
So you basically had 2 reporting options. Your first option was a restricted report, and that means that the SARC keeps that information confidential, but arranges for you to get any additional assistance or care that you may need. Your other option was to go with an unrestricted report, and what that means is the SARC assists you, but Also, your commander and OSI is notified, and OSI opens an investigation. Now, you elected to go with the unrestricted report. Do you think that was the right decision for you to have the sexual assault investigated?
Yes, I am. Going to the SARC was my first personal step in regaining a sense of control in my life, and then letting the SARC talk to the Air Force OSI was my second.
What else did you decide to do?
Well, I started to have anger issues, and I noticed myself becoming more aggressive toward other people. So talking to the SARC and letting her call OSI helped me gain a sense of control, but I also had a lot of negative feelings and resentment. The SARC suggested that I talk to someone in mental health. I saw them for several months, and they helped me out a lot. I'm much stronger, more like my old self, but even stronger.
How do you feel about the outcome of your case?
I'm happy and I'm relieved. He was held accountable for his actions and what he did to me, and this also means that he won't be able to hurt anyone else in the Air Force.